Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Friday the 7th, and today was a gorgeous day weather-wise. Absolutely phenomenal weather. Oh, it's just, this is why you live here. It won't last long, so I enjoy it absolutely as much as I possibly can. So, super excited about today. I was going to be able to sleep in. Didn't have a puppy coming, so I didn't have to get up at 5:15, whatever the hell it is in the morning to meet with the puppy. And ended up up early. The dogs decided they had to go out. I think it's just you go out, you take it up, at 5:15 for 4 days in a row, and usually the dogs want to go out the fifth day, the same thing. So, got woke up by the dogs, but it is what it is. Got out here, got dogs taken care of and whatnot, all the little stuff there, and I had to head out fairly early, not that bad, but go pick up a dog up north side of New Smyrna, way out in the country club, gated community, so it takes a while to get to the house. Had to be there before 8, and then my app is set up for the dog watching app, the Rover app, that actually blocks out my text messages until 7 a.m. So I have people that'll text me at 3 in the morning. Want to know if I can watch a dog 5 months from now, kind of crap. And I'm like, oh my god, you people are sucked. So it shuts off, I believe, 9 p.m. and then it starts back on at 7 a.m. Used to be 8 a.m., but there was people dropping their dog off before 8 or at 8, and I wanted them to text me on their way over, so I turned it back on to 7, which I might turn it back to 8 because if anybody's coming in early in the morning, I'll just give them my actual cell phone number. I don't have to worry about it, so I might turn it back off because nothing sucks worse when you're asleep and it pops in. Somebody does a new dog request, it ends up being 5 text messages and 5 app run throughs, so it's just ridiculous. But if I'm up, I'll see it pop my watch, or I'll see it through the app. It'll pop up, but not actually through the text message itself. So I was like, no big deal. And I got a text, and was from the owner of the lady that's going to pick the dog up, and she had said, hey, she screwed up completely. She had to be at her meeting at 8:30, not leave at 8:30. So I told her to pick the dog up, well before 8:30, around 8 o'clock. And then she realized she'd screwed it all up, so she'd taken off early. And so the dog's going to be on the couch, going to be whatever. All the stuff's by the front door. Basically, take care of it, lock the house back up, and yada yada, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, no big deal. I'll head out that way. So I went and picked the dog up a little earlier than I would have normally. No big deal. Jumped in the truck, headed out that direction, drove up, got through the gated community. Ironically, I have another dog meet and greet. They want me to stay at the house because their dog's aggressive, I guess, whatever. So I thought, well, I'll just run over by there because they're kind of the same community area there. And so I drove over by there and stuff on the way out after grabbing this little Yorkie. And I get there and it's a second gated community, inside a gated community, and I'm like, well, that's kind of bugged up. So I don't know. I gotta see. Hopefully, I'm gonna go see them Sunday. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be Sunday or Monday. We'll see what happens. What day we actually go out there and do the meet and greet, so we can check out the house and whatnot. And I'm kind of over the staying at other people's houses, and I'm not sure how it's gonna work because, like I said, I have the pup that I watch and stuff in the week, and I can't lose that whole, because who knows if he finds somebody else to watch the dog. So I think I'm going to see how the dog gets along and what I think of his temperament, and depending on how it goes, I might just offer to bring it here to my house, be with my dog, and see how it goes. Hey, hush up over there, Raja. It's a neighbor's dog barking, but basically went ahead and picked the dog, ran by their stuff. Like I said, I wasn't gonna go through a gate. It's like the second gate going through. It's one thing I would say, hey, I'm here, going to this address, but I'm making up an address, or let's say I say the actual address I'm going. I'm just driving by to scope out a house that I might be staying at for a week, coming up next week. That felt weird, so I just turned around and headed back out of there. Got a little community, and it's not a bad community. And I haven't been out that early before, but it's tons and tons of people out there walking their dogs, and just lots of people out there. It felt more like a 50s community, people actually outside. I saw kids playing, waiting for the bus and stuff and whatnot. And I bet I probably saw, what was there, 20, 25 people maybe? And I even saw people who were with their dogs, and other little parents stuff with their kids out walking. The people were petting other people's dogs, and they come up, they cross the street back the other way and stuff. And it was just I saw a bunch of people on bikes and stuff, and it's I don't see that many people in 4 hours out here on my property, and they're all over. And it was an 8-minute drive, maybe 5-minute drive around this neighborhood, and it kind of felt nice. I was like, I could maybe live here. So I got to look at a price in the house. I looked at a house there actually last week. Went out there, was an open house, and way out of my price range. It was backed up to the golf course and a lot of benefits. Plus it was I don't know, 3,000 square feet. It was just 900 grand or some crap, 850 or something. It was some ungodly amount of money. Beautiful house, but not 900. You're getting that, anything over $500,000. It, to me, has to come with land or be on the water. Those are the only two options. Either it has to have boat access for kayaking and stuff, and or boating, or it has to have it has to have land. I'm not talking land, I'm talking 100 acres, 50 acres, 25 acres minimum kind of thing. But it is what it is. So went ahead, headed back home. Thought, well, I'll check out some yard sales in that part of town. I'm hardly ever over that way in the mornings and stuff looking for yard sales. Saw one, went back to it. It was just all garbage. It's her. I think what it was, her mother passed away. I think she's probably in her 70s herself. Her mother passed away. She's getting rid of her mom's stuff, trying to downsize as she goes ready, to sell the property off. And we talked a little bit about selling the antiques and whatnot, and kind of how to go about doing it, different things. And I think she's kind of unload all this stuff before she heads back. And it was one of those ones you walk around going like, I wouldn't take any of this shit if they offered to give it to me. And it was funny because I was really walking just buying stuff, just like I'm like, I would want none of this shit. But that's everybody's got their own thing. So went ahead from there, headed on back. Was going to stop by and look at a sand rail that was for sale. The guy said it was parked out next to the house and stuff. I completely, honest to God, I went the other way home looking for yard sale stuff, completely spaced it off, forgot about it completely. Once I got back at the house, I was like, oh, I'll go back out a little bit later, no big deal, yada yada. Said hell, it did not end up going back out because I ended up having another dog request, needing a dog watch today. It was funny because on the way out to get the pup, I got a text and stuff saying, hey, can you watch the dog? And I was in traffic. I'm like, oh, I'll worry about it once I get off traffic and stuff over in and then, where I get parked in that. And I turned it on. It was 3 minutes later, and it says they've already booked it. Make sure they booked with somebody else, and make sure I archive it. And I'm like, what the hell? And then 15 minutes later, I get another request back, and the same dates and stuff, same person. I get another request back, same dates, same times, but a different name, but same dog name. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So I responded back to both of them. Turned out, I guess the other booker didn't, the other dog watcher, dog sitter, didn't cancel in time or something, And that's why I ended up with Norman, which is this giant, fat golden retriever. And I said, how did the little dogs? I had a little tiny puppy, a little tiny Yorkie and stuff and whatnot. And I had a couple of things. I'm like, best I can do is do a meet and greet. And if they don't do well, then, we have to say no. And or my thought was, worst case scenario, if it happens later, that dog's going to be separated out, because you can't throw a dog on me last minute and expect me to give it priority over the dog that I've already been booking with. Dog gets along fine. It's a little bit barky. Not a big fan of it. It's not aggressive at all. It's just super hyper. Lots of playful energy and whatnot. And I wish it was here when the puppy was here, which it's not, because it'll go home before the puppy gets here, because they could have been a lot of fun to play with, to watch them two together. The golden retriever and Lola, the big fat thing I watch also, they got to playing good, and literally it took a while, but that golden finally went down. He had a lot of energy. Lola was wore out well before that. The golden finally laid down, and it was funny. He's texting me a picture, and I'm like, already wore out from the play and chase and stuff. They're like, holy crap, that dog never just poops out in the middle of the deck. That, and I said absolutely. They were pretty excited about how well the dogs were doing and stuff, and how lazy he was being after playing with her for so long. Got along there, goes fine. Ended up having a meet and greet to go meet with some cats. I got to do feed some cats this weekend. Also went and met with the husband and wife and the two cats. They're cats. I don't have really anything to do with them. I go and I feed them, I water them, I scoop the litter box a couple times, and then I head the hell out of there. And then sometimes the cats, they'll let you be there. You can pet them and give them some treats and stuff. Most of the cats are just gone. And it was funny because I got to pet their actual cat, which worked out well. But it is what it is. So went ahead and we're all good to go there. So I had to go over and basically get that all set up. Everything's good. I got the key to it. Got back here to the house and hung around a little bit and stuff. Ended up, the guy reached out and basically I went for my run because Karen was trying about to get off work. I was trying to get a couple of viewings for a couple houses that are for sale that found an agent we're going to try and work with, and it wasn't getting responses back it is what it was. So we was getting a little slow response there. So I was trying to reach out to her like, hey, what's the deal? Can we get to see these houses or not, kind of thing and whatnot. Ended up, Karen got off work. I said, hey, I'm going to go look at a sand buggy, a little sand rail. The guy texted me, says he's on the way home, whatever. I was on my run. I got my shower. And I texted him and said, hey, I'm heading over. And he goes, I went over to the beach side. I went over to the bar at the beach and stuff. I'll talk to you when I get back home later. And I'm like, okay, cool. Wait for the response. Never had heard from him yet. I went ahead and said, hell, he had an address. He gave me an address already, so I looked at it. And the photos he sent me, I don't know if it's even the same thing. It just... oh my God, this thing, and he basically texts, goes, I don't care if I sell it or not, but my wife wants me to get rid of it, I don't want to, yada yada, something about sanding it all down, get ready to repaint it, tear it apart, repaint it. I get there, and this thing is fucking trash, and he's wanting $5,000 for this damn thing. It's, oh my God, it's pure trash. This thing is he sanded it down, there's rust everywhere, it's just this aluminum floor thing, it's just, oh my God, this thing is not even close to safe. This thing is it's so disgusting, ugly. It's just, the exhaust is all rotten. It's awful. It's literally want to be if the guy's like, hey man, it runs flawlessly, perfectly, I might go $2,000. That's the most I would even possibly think about going. The condition it's in and not knowing shit about shit on it. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. There's nice ones out there I'm talking nice ones out there for $6,500. This guy wants $5,000 for this thing. I have no way. The only chance if I had a shop that was actually set up and ready to spray on, I could then pull it in. If I get it for $2,000, maybe $2,500, pull it apart, powder coat everything or paint everything and stuff, then reassemble with all new rubber bushings and all. But then I'm gonna have another $3,000 into it. So now I'm into $6,500 again, pretty good, $6,500 in this thing real quick. That puts me in there. But I'd have a brand new painted, brand new whatever. I'd have all new rubbers and all new whatever. So it'd be worth it in the long run. But I don't have a shop. I'm looking for a toy I can play with, drive, tinker with here and there, not tear completely apart to nothing, rebuild, repaint, respray and stuff. Not that I'm looking for. So we left there. Karen and I were on the bike. From there, I said, hey, why don't you call and order some Chinese, which she did. We already take the menu. I knew what we were going to do. So on the way home, we stopped by. We actually, it was like, they said 35 minutes. Who the hell says 35 minutes for Chinese? Every Chinese restaurant I've been to, 10 minutes. No matter what it is, it's 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I ordered 600 pounds of duck. And it's like 10 minutes. I'm like, I ordered one, fried rice. They're like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, how is it possibly always 10 minutes? But it is. And this one was, they said 35 minutes or 30 minutes. Some crap. I'm like, what the hell? So we drove around some neighborhoods and stuff, kind of looking for houses, kind of just killing time on the bike and stuff. Grabbed our Chinese, headed on home. Ate Chinese as go. Ordered a coconut shrimp, which the buffet place we eat at quite a bit has delicious coconut shrimp. They haven't put it on the buffet because they're not making any money they're not getting the clientele they were before because since the COVID thing. So I thought, well, I'll try it here. It was like $15 for the shit. It was gross. It was not flavorful. It was dry, which how you have a wet coconut shrimp dry, I don't understand. It's like dry wines, I guess. It was gross. It was not horrible. I shouldn't say it was horrible. It was just, I'll never order it again. Like if somebody goes, hey, I have this free coconut shrimp, and I'm like, do you have anything else? They're like, well, I also have I have dog food. I'm like, okay, coconut shrimp. But if they say any other thing that's like human food, like I'm gonna take the human food over the coconut shrimp. Like I'll take mushu pork. I'll take almost any other food they have. I'll eat it instead of this. But it was not great. So went ahead, had it, got some leftovers. I don't know if I ever get around to eating those next time. Like it's not that great. So went ahead, watched a little bit of Netflix and stuff. Finally came out here, basically chilled out, grabbed myself a cigar. Karen came out and watched them with me. Ended up, I grabbed a wonderful little stick that I got from a buddy of mine trading for some surfboards, and it was a little tiny cigar. Actually, ironically, to the point, I grabbed a second one, thinking this tiny little short cigar is going to last that long. I'll probably be out here that beautiful evening. I won't be out here longer. Grabbed two, and Karen and I went inside, and I was thinking, I'm like, holy crap, how long is this so much going to smoke? It smoked like 2 hours and like 25 minutes, I think it took to get through a cigar, and it was just a little tiny thing. Like it was like a 45 ring gauge, maybe 50 ring gauge. Not even. I don't think it was that much. No, it would have been that big. It's probably 30. It's probably 40 ring gauge, 5.5 inches long. Like it was a tiny little cigar. But damn, it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious and smoked slow and just smooth and methodical. It was a gorgeous stick. So I'm gonna try and order more of those. Ironically, I posted up on the Facebook group, and Jim Colbert from the Colbert Show says I've been smoking them all this week. Like that's that exact cigar, which is kind of funny because it's the first one I ever had, and it's a great little stick. So definitely gonna be looking at ordering some of those. I don't think they're very cheap. If Jimmy's smoking them, I know they're not cheap. They're gonna be in that $8 range probably minimum, and we'll have to see. Maybe if I buy a bundle, they'll get a little bit cheaper, but we'll see. Because Jimmy doesn't like. Jimmy considers an $8 stick like a bargain basement price stick, and I consider like a $2 stick a bargain basement stick. I've smoked cigars at $1.65 and they're pretty good. I smoked cigars that are $25 and they're pretty good. So I'm not super picky. I'm not a snob when it comes to my cigars, but it is what it is. So, but yeah. Other than that, headed inside finally. Karen was already in there. Wrapped it up, called it a night. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.